All right, so hopefully you can hear me. The YouTube app is not playing nicely, and for some reason won't let me get to the scheduled live stream that I put out a little while ago. So welcome everybody. This is Dan Courier at Creator Fundamentals. I just wanted to go live briefly to discuss a couple breaking news items related to the YouTuber community. Now, I did a video, or I've done a couple videos related to some of these topics, but I wanted to jump in here live because I just thought it was the easiest way to kind of get the information out there and have a conversation with you. I see people funneling in now. Hey, everybody. Hey, Dr. Elo. So the two biggest stories that are going on right now is number one, of course, is TikTok and what that can mean, and not only for us as creators, whether or not we're on TikTok, but also what a ban on TikTok could mean potentially for people trying to find a new platform. Now, the reason that I bring this up after I've previously done a video on this is that the president did in fact sign a declaration or executive order, whatever they actually call it, that gives TikTok 45 days to be sold, or else it will be banned in the US. So I just read about this, and obviously it's a big deal. We had or have heard conversations that Microsoft was in talks of trying to buy TikTok, or at least the US operations of TikTok. So that is certainly an interesting topic to follow, to see how any changes on that platform might impact YouTube and the audience and everything like that. Now, along with that, Instagram, timing is always an important thing, actually released their version of TikTok called Reels. So you can actually go on TikTok now and access a feature that is similar to the interface of TikTok as part of Instagram. So it'll be interesting to see whether that gains any traction, whether people start using that. But all signs point that TikTok is not going anywhere, that they are in fact going to remain. They're going to pull off something, but it definitely lets you know that they mean business with the whole banning thing. They got 45 days to get everything done. We'll see how that goes and whether they can, cross all the T's and dot all the I's within those 45 days to make sure that something happens. Now, the other big thing that I wanted to talk to you guys about is, for one, sorry if the camera's shaking a little bit. I realized after I scheduled this that I don't actually have my vehicle. I'm having some work done on it, and I don't have a phone mount in this particular vehicle, but try to keep it as stable as possible. But the other big issue is the big Bitcoin scam. And if you guys aren't familiar with the Bitcoin scam, basically on Twitter and also on YouTube, there was this big scam that took over everybody's accounts. Some pretty big accounts, Apple, I think Obama, and a number of other high-profile accounts, I think Elon Musk perhaps as well, were compromised and taken over by hackers. Now, the story that's in our community, and somebody that I know from seeing interact with a lot of my peers, is John Prosser, who does Front Page Tech. Now, his account was hacked. He was notified by somebody else, and the difference being on Twitter seemed to get their stuff in order in pretty quickly, in that they basically blocked all verified accounts and dealt with the issue and then gave access back. YouTube, our beloved YouTube, on the other hand, was not as elegant or successful in doing anything to stop this. Everything's a process on YouTube. When YouTube was notified of this issue, and I'll put a link in this description for the replay, so check below for a link to John Prosser's video on his other Front Page Tech channel that he put up, because his other one was basically compromised. All his content was deleted. They put up a live stream that was live streaming a Bitcoin scam to like 50,000 people. YouTube was notified, and YouTube never took the live stream down, or didn't take it down in a reasonable amount of time. So these particular scammers were successful in getting Bitcoin from people. and it hit a number of high-profile channels. And I just watched his video today. He just released his video today on his other channel, which I think is called FPT 404. But you can't really find it by that name. The easiest thing to do is go to @JohnProsser on Twitter, and he's got a link to his latest video out there, so you can find him and support him on his new channel and try to get that all squared away. But I thought these were two pretty big issues. The second one is a little bit scary because he had two-factor authentication on his YouTube account, and they were still able to get around that and steal his account. So I do find that a little troubling, that this process that we have in place to protect our accounts is not really all that foolproof. Plus, when YouTube is notified of something like this, they don't seem to have a very expeditious manner in which to address it. And the priority does not seem to be of stopping active scams from live streaming on YouTube. And we all know this. We know like the sub for sub live streams and all that other garbage that seem to take place and a lot of people hang out in never seem to get shut down by YouTube, and it doesn't make a lot of sense. But this is active criminal fraud taking place on a live stream that YouTube has been notified, and either they don't have a process in place where somebody can pull the plug on that, or they just don't, whatever their process is, doesn't allow them to act quickly enough to prevent that fraud and that scam from happening. So those are the two big stories. I am going to try to check out your comments now. I saw a lot of people commenting while I was talking, but I wanted to get those thoughts out on the video first and see what everybody thought about that. If any of you have been impacted by having your content or your channels or Twitter accounts or anything compromised, definitely let me know in the chat. I'll put my other hand up here to try to, successfully failed right there. Try to hold this a little more still as I read your comments, but thank you everybody for popping in. But yeah, it's kind of surprising how they took really high profile accounts and were able to compromise them and get to people's stuff and delete all their videos and all of that. Let's see. Let me try to scroll back through the comments here. Personally, don't see the issue on TikTok. I think the issues with TikTok are a combination of security and politics, to be quite honest. Because you can certainly make the argument that I believe companies that are owned by Chinese-held companies have a requirement to share their data with their government. I don't know that they do it. I know we have a lot of weird stuff in how people set up companies here as well. But I don't know if that's the actual practice, but I have heard at least that is what can be done. But obviously, TikTok is not the only one that is affected. And it's interesting because one of the other companies that was called out was a company called Tencent. Or Tencent, I don't know how they actually pronounce it, but it's Tencent. It's a software company that actually owns part of Fortnite. So that would be a pretty interesting development if they inadvertently caused some trouble for Fortnite, which is just a massively successful game. So, all right, here. It's been a while since I have been out here on live stream, so I appreciate you guys all coming and hanging out. If you do have any questions or comments, throw them in the chat, and I'm going to check. Definitely politics, not on Twitter. They can hack anyone's account. Yeah, pretty much. They proved that they could pretty much hack anybody they wanted to because they hacked a former president. That tells me that there's some security loop or flaws in that process. So before we wind down, the two big issues that I will put links in if you're watching this on the replay are that Trump signed a 45-day notice executive order or whatever the specific terminology is for that to ban TikTok in the U.S. So there's basically 45 days to come up with a process to sell TikTok in U.S. operations. At least that's how I understand it. I'll definitely throw the link so you guys can read more on that and get all the details. So that's kind of interesting, but I don't think it's really going to impact TikTok or prevent TikTok from continuing on here in the U.S. Along those lines, though, Instagram took the opportunity to release Reels, which is Instagram's answer to TikTok. That's available in the Instagram app, so you can definitely check that out as well. For that style video, it seems to work really well. We'll see how that translates to Instagram, which is a Facebook-owned company. See if you're able to reproduce some of the success on TikTok over there on Reels. And also, we're talking about the massive Bitcoin scam that a lot of people fell victim to, a lot of high-profile accounts on Twitter and also on YouTube. The one highlighted was John Prosser with Front Page Tech, who had his account compromised. They live-streamed a Bitcoin scam to 50,000 people, and then they deleted all his videos and his channel. So you can find him at John Prosser on Twitter. That's the easiest way I found to get to his video, which prompted me to go live today because he shared some of the details and where they're at with all that. So that's definitely concerning. And just on a side note, any guys out there, if any of you are regular live streamers on the YouTube app, let me know, because I intentionally scheduled this. And typically when you go live, or at least the last time that I went on live on mobile, there's a little icon, looks like a calendar, that allows you to select pre-scheduled live streams. For some reason, when I tried to go live with this particular live stream, which I did pre-schedule, it shows that little icon and then it grays it out and didn't let me actually select the one I had set up. So there's probably a orphaned live stream out there somewhere. But in any event, two big issues, wanted to share them with you. I appreciate everybody for showing up. If you have any questions that you want to ask me about YouTube or anything else, now is the time to do it. I'll stay on for a minute or so. So if you have the questions, pop them in there, and otherwise I will get those links out to you guys on the replay so you can check out these stories and make sure that you're protecting yourself. Of course, I don't know what the ultimate answer is other than just be diligent with the whole security thing. This was two-factor authentication on these accounts that were hacked. So therefore, it sounds like the users were kind of doing everything that they could to protect themselves. And they mentioned that somehow the hackers were able to get some part of the process to send verification to a different phone or mobile device, and that was how they were able to get around it. But something seems really broken in that process, and we really want to know. Any future updates that you may know for YouTube? There's a ton of future updates. The problem with YouTube and their updates, if you're not subscribed to Creator Insider, that is a YouTube employee-run channel. I would definitely subscribe to that. The problem is a lot of times they'll share features and they kind of roll them out to us on a tiered basis or a test trial, and you never really know what the schedule is. So I do see new features and things that come out, but even if you get them on your own channel, you can't really do a broad broadcast to everybody because a lot of people don't actually have access to it, and you don't know they don't have access to it until Facebook or YouTube says that they've rolled it out to everybody. So Creator Insider, I think, is a good one to follow for future updates to YouTube. We just have a lot of difficulty trying to get an actual schedule from them on those things. If you have any questions, definitely leave them in the comments below. If you're not subscribed to the channel and you want to grow your YouTube channel, build a business, and achieve your own personal freedom, hit that subscribe button and the bell notification icon so you don't miss future content. Thank you guys. It's been great seeing you, and I will see you in the next video. Take care.